Yo, Vikings Nation, SKOL. It's your boy, Alex, coming at you with the hottest Minnesota Vikings news for the 2025 NFL season. Buckle up, because we're diving into the chaos swirling around our old rivals, the Seattle Seahawks, and what it means for our purple and gold dominance. Are the Seahawks crumbling, or can they still pose a threat when we face them? Let's break it down. The Seahawks are walking a tightrope this season, and the NFL world is buzzing about their shaky ground. Pro Football Network slapped them at number 24 in their post-draft power rankings. And with good reason, Seattle's got some serious question marks. With a brutal schedule and only a 12.1% chance of making the playoffs, are we looking at a team that's more spoiler than contender? So what's the deal with Seattle and why should Vikings fans care? In this video, we're tearing into 10 explosive scenes, unpacking the Seahawks roster moves, their new-look defense, and how our Vikings are poised to crush it in the NFC North. Stick around, because you won't believe what's coming in Scene 10. Drop a comment. Are you hyped for the Vikings to dominate in 2025? Let's get into it. Seattle's offseason was a roller coaster, but let's start with the quarterback room. Geno Smith is still the man under center, despite whispers of change after a 10-7 season in 2024. The guy threw for 3,600 yards last year, but his 15 touchdowns to 11 picks raised eyebrows. Can he keep the Seahawks afloat, or is he a weak link against our Vikings' ferocious defense? The Seahawks didn't blow up their roster as some rumors suggested, but they made calculated moves, keeping stars like DK Metcalf, who hauled in 1,100 yards last season, and Tyler Lockett gives them firepower. But here's the kicker. Their offensive line, ranked 30th by Pro Football Network, is a glaring issue that our D-line, led by Jonathan Greenid, could exploit. Vikings fans, imagine this. J.J. McCarthy airing it out while our defense smothers Geno. Seattle's hoping their first-round pick, Gray Zabel, a mauling offensive lineman, can shore up that line. But against our blitz-heavy scheme, good luck. What do you think? Will our pass rush feast in a matchup? Hit the comments. Now, let's talk Seattle's defense because this is where things get spicy. Under head coach Mike Macdonald, the Seahawks defense was a top 10 unit last year, finishing 6th in Pro Football Network's metrics. Macdonald's scheme, with its exotic fronts and disguised coverages, gave quarterbacks fits. That's a challenge for our Vikings offense. But here's the flip side. Seattle lost key depth in free agency, and their secondary is young and unproven. Our boy Justin Jefferson, coming off a 1,400-yard season, could torch their corners like he did in 2021, when he dropped 131 yards on them. Can JJ and Jordan Addison exploit those matchups? I'm hyped just thinking about it. The big question is whether Seattle's defense can carry a shaky offense. If McDonald's unit keeps games close, the Seahawks could play spoiler in the NFC West. Vikings fans, drop your predictions. Will Seattle's D hold up, or are we running up the score? Let's keep this energy going. Seattle's wide receiver room is still a problem for any defense, and that's bad news for the NFC. DK Metcalf is a physical freak, 6 feet 4 inches, 235 pounds, and a 4.3 40-yard dash. Pair him with Tyler Lockett's route-running savvy, and you've got a duo that can stretch any secondary. Our Vikings DBs better be ready. But there's a catch. Seattle's passing game leans heavily on those two, and their depth is thin. Jackson Smith-Njigba, their 2023 first-rounder, showed flashes with 600 yards, but he's not a true WR1 yet. If our cornerbacks, like Byron Murphy Jr., can lock down the outside, we might neutralize their air attack. Picture this. Kevin O'Connell scheming up ways to double Metcalf while McCarthy picks apart the underneath routes. Vikings Nation, how confident are you in our secondary? Sound off below, and let's see who's got the SKOL spirit. Let's zoom out to Seattle's schedule because it's a gauntlet. Road trips to San Francisco, Philly, and Kansas City. Pro Football Network gives them just a 12.1% playoff shot. And with divisional slugfests against the 49ers and Rams, they're in for a grind. That's music to our ears, right? For the Vikings, our path looks brighter. With a favorable NFC North slate and McCarthy's growth, we're eyeing a deep playoff run. But don't sleep on Seattle. They've got sneaky upset potential, especially in late-season divisional games. Could they derail someone's postseason hopes? Here's where you come in, Vikings Nation. If we face the Seahawks, are we sweeping them, or do they steal one? Drop your score predictions in the comments, and let's keep building this purple army. Seattle's running game is another piece of the puzzle, and Kenneth Walker III is the centerpiece. The dude rushed for 1,050 yards and 8 touchdowns last year, with a knack for breaking tackles. If the Seahawks lean on him, they could control the clock and keep our offense off the field. But hold up, our run defense, anchored by Harrison Phillips, was a top 15 unit in 2024. We stuffed runners like Christian McCaffrey last year, so Walker might not find much room. Plus, Seattle's new offensive coordinator, Clint Kubiak, loves outside zone runs, which our speedy linebackers can sniff out. Vikings fans, let's talk strategy. Should we stack the box and dare Geno to throw, or play balanced and trust our front seven? Hit the comments with your game plan, and let's keep the SKOL vibes rolling. Now, let's get to the Vikings side of this rivalry. Our 2025 squad is loaded, with McCarthy maturing, Jefferson dominating, and a defense that's downright nasty. Last time we played Seattle, we pulled out a 27-24 thriller in 2020. Can we recreate that magic? Kevin O'Connell's play calling is our X factor. His ability to scheme open receivers and keep defenses guessing gives us an edge. Against Seattle's aggressive defense, expect KOC to dial up misdirection and play action to keep McDonald on his toes. Who's ready for a shootout? SKOL Nation, what's your hype level for this matchup? Are we dropping 30 points? Or is it a defensive slugfest? Comment below, and let's see who's bringing the purple pride. Seattle's coaching staff is another storyline to watch. Mike Macdonald, a defensive wizard, turned the Seahawks into a top-tier unit in his first year. But offensively, they're still finding their identity under Kubiak. If the play calling gets predictable, our defensive coordinator, Brian Flores, will pounce. Flores blitz packages are a nightmare for quarterbacks, and Geno Smith's 11 sacks taken in 2024 show he's not untouchable. If we dial up the pressure, we could force turnovers and flip the game. Vikings fans, how many sacks are we getting? Drop your guess below. The coaching chess match between O'Connell and McDonald will be must-watch TV. Who's got the edge? Let's debate it in the comments, and don't forget to share this video with your fellow Vikings fans. Let's talk intangibles because that's where games are won. Seattle's home field advantage at Lumen Field is no joke. The 12th man is loud, and the crowd noise messes with offenses. If we face them in Seattle, our guys need to be locked in. Remember our 2019 win there? Pure grit. On the flip side, US Bank Stadium is a fortress. Our fans bring the noise, and the SKOL chant rattles opponents. If the Seahawks come to Minneapolis, they're in for a long day. Vikings Nation, where do you want this game, home or away? Let me know below. The mental edge might tilt our way. With McCarthy's confidence growing and our veterans like Aaron Jones hungry for a ring, we've got that championship swagger. Seattle's fighting to stay relevant. Can they match our fire? Let's hear your thoughts. Alright, Vikings Nation, here's the grand finale. The big picture for 2025. The Seahawks are a scrappy team, but their flaws, shaky O-line, inconsistent passing, make them vulnerable. Meanwhile, our Vikings are built for a Super Bowl run. McCarthy, Jefferson, and a top 10 defense? That's a recipe for glory. When we face Seattle, it's about more than AW, it's about sending a message to the NFC. A blowout win could set the tone for our playoff push. SKOL fans, what's your dream scoreline? I'm saying 34-17 Vikings. Drop yours in the comments. Vikings Nation, this is our year. Smash that like button, drop a comment with your SKOL predictions, and subscribe for more Vikings news. Share this video with every purple-blooded fan you know, and let's keep the hype alive. SKOL Vikings, let's roll.